everyone, welcome or welcome back. I'll show you how I built my own DIY brine shrimp hatchery. It's super easy and I have a lot of success, so let's get right into the video. A day prior, I already cut the bottom off my water bottle and I already siliconed and screwed in the little cap as well as this little suction cup so it can stick to the glass. We're back. And as you can see in the background, actually I'm working on a different project right now, which is setting up my 29-gallon aquarium. But first we actually have to finish my baby brine shrimp hatchery. And for that, I'm actually having some airline hose. Yesterday we siliconed the bottoms and the little suction cup over here, and we cut the bottom off of that bottle. So now we're just going to get a scissor. I'm just going to measure out a pretty length and then I'm going to cut it. Yes. Then I'm going to add the little nozzle that I just dropped. And then we're going to make another small piece by adding another end of an airline hose. So we'll look kind of like this. And then I'm cutting maybe this much. It all depends on how deep your tank is. I'm putting this either in my 20-gallon long or my 40-gallon breeder. So probably my 40-gallon. This is why I have it pretty long, so it can go over the rim, and I'm going to show you when I install it, but that's what we're going to do. I am going to add a check valve to this. I actually have to heat this side up to put it on the bottom of the bottle, so let's do that, and we're going to do that in the sink. I'm going to make the water pretty hot, and now that the water is steaming, it's actually the perfect temperature. Okay, it's getting there. Okay, I got it. Now you just let it cool because it will shrink a little bit and give it a more tighter seal. And this is basically how I do it. I find that super easy as I don't have a heated fish room, but my tanks are obviously heated. This keeps the brine shrimp nice and warm because it is submerged in the aquarium water. This provides a stable temperature for the brine shrimp to hatch, and it's way easier, and you can actually make a big batch of those and then you can put them in little freeze trays and then you can have them for days to come. Over here, this will be plugged into an air pump and then you have it. This is all you need. I need a load ton of baby brine shrimp, and this is why we're making this one. Now's the time to go downstairs and actually fill this thing up. We need some aquarium salt. We need a little scoop here where you can scoop out baby brine shrimp. And you actually need, hold on, the actual baby brine shrimp. These are baby brine shrimp that I've never had before. I've had different ones. So let's see if this works. And with all of these things, let's go downstairs and set it up. Everyone, welcome back in the basement. So we are going to set up this brine shrimp hatchery in my 40-gallon that houses approximately 43 baby snow white longfin and shortfin babies, and we have another batch actually in this terracotta hide here that I just basically saw this morning. We definitely need to ramp up our brine shrimp production here. Let's put this DIY brine shrimp hatchery in. Okay, hold on, let's actually scoot you down. So here you can see I filled this up with just normal tap water. And now I'm slowly, with the suction cup facing yourself, I'm going to put it down in the aquarium, making a little loop, and now just place it in and suction cup it to the inside of the tank. And that is what the whole shabam is looking like. Here you can see the bottle. There's enough space for water to not get into, no fish to get into or jump into, and water that like spritz up not to get into the tank. Now let's turn the nozzle on, and there it is. Now that I adjusted the bottle a little bit, now the bubbles go right up very straight, and now it's time to put the salt in. Here's the salt that I'm putting in. In my case, I just wait for all the salt to dissolve into the water, and then I'm adding the baby brine shrimp in. And while we wait, I give you a little sneak peek on my little pleco babies. These are my snow white longfin and shortfin babies that are very happy to soon move out of these breeder boxes and into the big tank to grow out and find new homes soon. Now that our salt is dissolved, I'm actually adding in the baby brine shrimp eggs. Okie dokie guys, it's actually the next day, so we're ready to harvest the baby brine shrimp and put them in the little freezer trays, and I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. As you can see, the color has changed dramatically, so now it has this orange hue, and this is exactly what we want because the orange hue is actually the baby brine shrimp that already hatched. In order to harvest the baby brine shrimp now, I'm actually turning this valve off so no air can go into the hatchery anymore, and I'm actually unplugging this piece over here, and then I'm going to put the end right on top. Now we want the baby brine to attract to the bottom, so I'm actually turning the lights off, and this little light here I'm going to turn on and move it to the bottom so the brine shrimp will be attracted to the bottom. Choop, there we go. And this is what it's looking like right now. Now we just wait probably 10 minutes for all the brine shrimp to settle, and then we're going to harvest. Since all the baby brine shrimp has settled to the bottom now, it's time to harvest. So for that, I'm going to open this valve here, and then I'm going to create a siphon. This is why it was so important that it was actually longer than the bottleneck over here, so we can siphon out all the baby brine shrimp into this cup. Now all the baby brine shrimp goes through. There are indeed a few eggs in there as well, but we will be filtering those out later. Okay, once there's no baby brine shrimp left, we're going to close it, and you can see you harvested all that pure gold. There we have it. So now let's go upstairs and get ready to put these into little freezer trays. And we're in the kitchen again. Now we're going to freeze these little buggers into little freezing trays. For that, we're going to use this little freezing tray that I got from Amazon. I'm going to leave a link in the description down below to my Amazon storefront, so you can actually buy these for yourself if you're interested. I also got these from Amazon. These are little thieves that prevent brine shrimp eggs from going down. This is how you can separate your brine shrimp from your brine shrimp eggs, so also very handy. And I got a little pipette. First course of action is actually to separate the brine shrimp from the eggs. And for that, I'm going to have the 2 nets over here, and I'm going to pour the whole cup in these nets. You can see in the bottom there's some more eggs, but I'm just going to put it in there. There we go. Rinse it out and put it in the net again. And then I'm going to make sure that the temperature is not boiling hot, because we obviously don't want to boil these little things. All I do is just rinse, because we want to get rid of all the salt water and everything. That's all the poop water from the baby brine shrimp. And in the bottom, only brine shrimp will collect, and the shrimp eggs will actually collect in the first net. So we're gonna do that for probably 10 minutes. It takes a while, but it's definitely worth it. This is the first round. You can see that there's a lot of baby brine shrimp already in there, and in order for this to not clog, I'm just gonna leave it like that, and then I'm going to use my little pipette, and then I'm going to place a little bit of these baby brine shrimp into these trays. So let's have a nice pipette full of baby brine shrimp, and then I fill it around about 3/4 of the way. Okay, let's continue. Okay, I'm done. I basically cleaned the nets here, because if you don't clean them, they get pretty nasty and they stink. So rinse them very, very well. This is all we got. So I'm going to freeze those, and these will be food for my guppies and for my plecos, and it will last me for around about maybe a week, maybe. As they grow, obviously they eat more, but at this stage, this will be a week worth of food. So this is amazing. And if you do this basically 7 days in a row that you hatch baby brine shrimp, you have plenty of food for multiple weeks to come. And this here is what a frozen cube looks like, and I'm going to feed this to my guppies right there. I actually just gave them some food, but I have this little feeding thing and I plop it in. Over there you can see some mysis shrimp, but they love baby brine shrimp. They just love it so much. It dissolves slowly in the water, and if it reaches the bottom, you will see that the little babies just go nuts for it. Let's go downstairs and feed the plecos. And that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Here are a few other videos that you might like, and I see you in my next one. Bye!